All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the TSP100IIIU training webinar. Christine Steima, our channel partner executive, is going to be doing a presentation and giving an overview of our new TSP100IIIU printer. And we also have Product Integrations Manager John Levin on the line to take questions at the end. All questions can be submitted in the questions box, and we'll go through those at the end. If any of your questions do not get answered, we will have John and Chris following up directly after the webinar. And if you have any trouble hearing, we will also be sending a recording following the webinar. All right, so Chris, do you want to get started?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christine Steima. I'm the channel partner executive for Star Micronics, and I'm really excited about our new product, the TSP100 Roman numeral 3U printer, or as we call it, the TSP100 V3U. And here's the printer. It's exactly like the same footprint as the version 1 and 2, but as you'll see, it's the industry's first MFI USB printer. And another difference that you'll notice as we go through this, all the version 3 USB 100 printers have a blue light instead of the green light for connectivity that was on the other previous models. And once again, Star Micronics has the most innovative printer on the market, and it is available right now in both colors, white and gray. In addition to the 100 V3U, we also have the TSP, the previous versions of, well, let's see, members of the family for the version 3, which is the Wi-Fi LAN, the LAN, and the Bluetooth models. The TSP100 is really the perfect printer. Resellers and sellers, resellers and ISVs, it fits perfectly into what you're doing as far as all of the operating systems together. All of your customers can now use just one printer. And I'll get into a little bit further on why, and the why and hows. But it's Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. If you're an ISV who develops, you have one printer, and if you're a reseller looking for a USB printer for all of these operating systems, this is the printer of choice. This printer has iOS features that no other printer on the market has, and that's the connection. Using a USB connect from the Lightning port, the printer connects automatically to iPhones and iPads, and that's using the Lightning cable supplied from the iPad or the iPhone. And this is for charging and communication, both at the same time. So this is our new feature. This is Star's secret sauce, if you want to call it, for USB and iOS. And the connectivity, here's just how it connects on the back. Here's the connectivity port. So we have a 5-volt, and that's for the Lightning cable from the iOS device into the printer. And a wired connection provides the highest level of uninterrupted data communication. For the iOS ISV, how does the ISV have this software? How does he obtain it? Well, it's easy to do. It's to update to the latest iOS SDK version, and that was where it is on our website. To use this, just use the USB TSP100 as the port name, or use the search print method to obtain the port name. And John Levin is also on the call, so if you have any questions, he can also help you with this. For connectivity for Windows and Android, there's our regular port over there. Perfect for that. I mean, it's the USB connection. For Android, it would be the USB on-the-go connection. And this also can still be used for the square stand customers using the that same port. Star also has on this printer the decurl feature. So what happens is thinner paper can be used. Once the paper goes through the printer, it's printed. You never have to straighten out a receipt again. The decurl feature happens at the end of a roll where the paper is tight around the tightly wound around the roll, and this is where the curling happens. Once it goes through the printer, there is a decurl feature on it, and it straightens out the paper. Thinner paper can now work with this printer, and the micron thickness is 53 to 85 microns. The reliability of the printer now has 60 million lines of print, and the auto cutter is 2 million cuts, which raises the reliability over our other previous versions of the TSP100, and the print speed is now 250 millimeters per second. The printer also has a USB ID address. This means that in the event of a USB disconnect from the computer, the printer can be plugged into another USB port and the driver will not be duplicated. In the past, if the USB was disconnected and then the USB cord was plugged into another port, a duplicate driver would load. This stops it all by giving the USB cord or port an address from the printer. And now you'll see we have QR codes for quick find utilities and this is all from our self-test. So if you printed out a self-test from the USB, from the TSP100 version 3U, you'll see this information. There is the Star utility. If you needed information on the utility, there's the online manual. You have the USB ID address and the product ID. To complement the printer, we still have our optional stand, the splash-proof cover, all receipts from our Star Cloud Services division, and Future Print. Both are already included on the printer. And then we have our cash drawers, or cash drawers come with the ports, with the cables from our printers to the cash drawer. That is included with the cash drawer, and the blue core receipt paper, which is Star's unique paper that has a blue core, comes in thermal and bond paper. So that's for our thermal receipt printers and our impact printers. Star's Future Print, which is in the utility and comes with every TSP100 printer, is a unique feature software which allows you to design your own receipts using true fonts, lets you minimize the top margin. You can add a watermark to the receipt. You can also use coupon features. You can use vouchers, all kind of redesigned things. If someone was purchasing, just say Coca-Cola on their purchase, if needed, it would trigger a coupon on the bottom. It could trigger, one word could trigger whatever image you need on the bottom to advertise to your customers. And it also has a text, or a horizontal and text reduction to make the receipt smaller to save paper. Another feature that comes with the printer from Star Cloud Services is our All Receipts. All Receipts is a free service. It's a digital receipt that will transform your regular printed receipt into a digital receipt by adding a QR code on the bottom of the receipt. So this QR code gets printed by the printer. The end user will scan that code, and it will immediately install the application into their phone, and the receipt will be stored. So this is what the customer will then see is this is the application going into their phone. They receive a customer survey with 4 different signs of or faces of customer satisfaction. They get to choose one. And this is all the receipts that they have digitally stored in their phone. And this is a reproduction of the original receipt that's 100% looks just like the receipt that they scanned into their phone. On this receipt now, you can flip the receipt over. When they flip the receipt over, that's where you can have coupons, promotions, terms and conditions for maybe warranties or product information, a URL so they can return to your website. As far as promotions go, you can, the merchant can bring the customer back for future visits. On the merchant side, the merchant gets to see how many receipts were printed, what is the customer satisfaction. So he has a whole dashboard of knowledge of the customer's visit. Another feature, is the printer is the same cost as the previous version of the TSP100 USB. So there you just see, there's the easy charging and data transfer with the cable. Printer is the same footprint, and it does have, again, the blue light to show it's a version 3. Star has the full solution for ISVs, selling hardware, and also resellers. So there's the Star printer, there's all receipts for the marketing tool for return businesses, customer satisfaction tool, as far as the little faces go that the customer gets to choose his level of satisfaction, which goes back to the merchant. Star cash drawers. Our cash drawers, we have a full line of cash drawers. We have 12 by 14. We have 13 by 17. We have 16 by 17. And then we have our tradition line of cash drawers, which are 13 by 13 and 16 by 16 cash drawers. Both series come in white and black. And we have Star's Blue Core thermal paper, which is available in a 12-pack and a 25-pack. So together, the ISV or the reseller can bundle all of the Star brand together and sell this to their customers for one-stop shopping. Takeaways for the printer. We are the first POS printer to print directly from an iPad or an iPhone port. We also are utilizing the charge and data transfer between the iPad and printer via the USB lightning cable. It's zero cost for setup, and setup for the iOS is very easy. You never have to go through an iOS setting. You just plug the printer into the iPad, open up the POS app, add the printer in the POS app settings, and you're done. So networking is too hard for small businesses these days. Bluetooth is next to the easiest, but it's a little bit more expensive, and you still have to go into the settings to pair. This new printer, the TSP100 version 3, is the easiest to configure and the most reliable and affordable way to print from an iPad. The internal power supply, there's no external brick to the printer. The power supply is embedded into the printer. So all you have is the power line or the electric line, and now you have the USB cable, whether it be to the iOS device or to the computer. Connection to the cash drawer is a standard that does still have the DK port to it, 250 millimeters a second for print speed. Thin paper capability, so it's 53 to 85 microns with the decurl paper feature. Unique feature print software is included as a free service in our utilities. Eco feature, including horizontal and vertical text reduction and receipt on demand function. That's along with the future print. And our unique digital receipts included with Star Cloud Services. All receipts is perfect for communication from the merchant to the customer using the receipt flip and the Engage Now. Fully Energy Star compliant for this model as well. Anyone have any questions? I guess Brianna has the questions to start.
Yes, I do. I also just wanted to quickly introduce John Levin. He's our Product Integrations Manager who will be helping us out to take some questions. John, did you want to do a quick intro before we get started?
Sure. Yeah, just real quick, as Brianna mentioned, I manage our product integration team at Star. So my primary role is to handle all kind of the product management related activities as well as manage all the relationships with our software partners. So if we have any ISVs on the line, you're probably familiar with me already. If not, we'll be in touch shortly. But yeah, so this is as Chris mentioned, it's a really exciting product. A lot of our customers tend to be very small merchants, kind of mom and pop shops. It's a large part of our customer base. And what we hear over and over again is these customers want something that's affordable, they want something that's very reliable, and they want something that's very easy to set up. And really that setup is a very key thing. So with every product release, and I think you see that here, we really try to make things easier and easier. You know, many small businesses don't have a lot of familiarity with networking. You know, even Bluetooth, there's some issues there. So we wanted to make you know, for both Windows and mobile, you know, iPad ISVs and apps and customers, we wanted to make it as easy as possible to use. So we saw some of the issues out there. You see that with the USB serial, so you're not loading copies of the driver, and some of the setup issues with iPad users. Nothing could be easier than just plugging the printer in. So our goal is really to make it as easy as possible to use our printers for our customers. Let's go with some questions.
All right, thanks, John. The first question we have is, how about Linux? Does the printer support Linux?
Yes, it does. So we have, just like all the rest of our TSP100 series, we do have full support for Linux. On our website, you'll find our Linux CUPS drivers.
All right, great. Any support for Android devices planned?
Yes, it does. It does support Android today. It'll behave just like our previous generation USB TSP100 model, the TSP100IIIU that many are so familiar with. So our Android SDK is available on our global support site, and it does have the ability to communicate via USB from the application. So you can support this. Of course, it's dependent on the model of tablet you're using. You do need to have access to a USB port on the tablet, or you know, be able to use an on-the-go adapter to adapt for a USB printer. But yes, you can use this printer with Android applications.
Okay. And is this product released in the UK?
It is released in the UK. So we can certainly get in touch after the webinar. We'll reach out to you and provide the contact details for our team in the UK.
Okay. Have the drivers been updated for 64-bit Java?
I believe so. I need to confirm that, and I'll get back to you. To the person that asked that.
Okay. And just a reminder, everyone, all questions that don't get directly answered on the webinar, John or Chris will follow up with you directly. All right, next question. Can the Android use an OTG cable and charge at the same time?
That's a good question. I don't know. I suspect it depends on the tablet.
Okay. Do ISVs need to start new integration for the TSP100 III?
Do I see? It depends. So what we found is some applications will work out of the box, and then some won't. So the ones that do, they've already integrated our iOS SDK. They use our search function of our SDK, and they already support other Star MFI products, such as our Bluetooth, maybe like the Bluetooth version of the TSP100. So in that case, oftentimes it will work out of the box. Even if it doesn't, though, it's really a very minimal amount of coding that you'll need to do to make it work. And that's something that my team can certainly help with.
All right. Does this printer include a swap warranty?
That's probably best answered by Chris from our sales team, but I believe our Swap-A-Star plan is available for this printer as well.
Yes, our Swap-A-Star plan is available for this printer.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Any plan for all receipts in future print webinars in the future?
Yes, that's a great idea and a great question. So I would say yes, absolutely.
All right. Chris, this might be a good question for you. Can you clarify when the TSP100IIIU will start shipping?
It's available now through our distribution channel.
Okay, this question is actually from a distributor, if that helps.
We will have inventory at start to start shipping, and we do have a few distributors that already have it. So I guess it's as soon as they have orders to Star, so we can ship to them.
Okay, I think we could probably
certainly address that. Offline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. And how much faster is this printer comparing to the Bluetooth version?
They're both the same speed.
So yeah, I'll take that one because I think I know where this question is coming from. So oftentimes the Bluetooth is a slower method of communication than Ethernet or this direct Lightning connection to an iPad, for example. So you'll find this tends to be much faster. So especially when you're using image-based receipts or what we call raster receipts, that can be a little bit slower on a Bluetooth printer. You might see 3, 4, 5 second receipts depending on how big the receipt is, but you will not have that kind of delay with this interface. That's definitely a positive point for iPad developers.
Okay. And how much power is available for charging the iPad?
So we make 2.4 amps available. So that will charge up to one of the big screen iPad Pros even.
Okay. If the iPad is disconnected, will it find the printer again when connected?
Yes.
Yes, that's through the USB ID.
Well, so through the iPad, yes, it will reconnect.
Oh, through the iPad, I'm sorry.
Okay. And does the printer come with a Lightning cable?
It does not. So it comes with the standard USB cable. We do not include a Lightning cable in the box because that comes with every iPad. So you'll just use the Lightning charging cable that came with your iPad. You'll use that with the printer. The printer becomes your charger instead of the little block that you plug into the wall.
Okay. Is the OS X supported via cups?
Yes, it is.
All right. Previous JPOS integration was port specific on the USB model. Is this still the case?
Say that one more time.
The previous JPOS integration was port specific on the USB model. Is this still the case?
I'll have to look up. I'll have to confirm that.
Okay.
I'll follow that question afterwards.
All right. This next question is, will the PowerPoint be available for attendees? Yes, this PowerPoint and the recording will be sent to all attendees following the webinar. Is 85 microns the thickest paper supported? Can it support the heavyweight paper?
So this model cannot. We do have other models, such as our TSP100IIIU series, that can support, I think, up to 150 microns. So, you know, if you do have that need for tickets or labels or anything like that, we do have other models that can support that.
Okay. And does the printer have a physical power switch?
This one does. So that
Yeah.
is a with our popular TSP100 we of course removed the physical power switch and kind of made it go to sleep when it wasn't being used. This one we did bring back the power switch, so I think that'll make lots of people happy.
All right. So that looks like that's all the questions we have. If anyone has any final questions, try to get them in now. And if not, again, the recording and the PowerPoint will be sent to all attendees, which includes Chris's and John's contact information.
Well, thank you, everyone. And if you have any questions, you have my information as far as, and also John's information to contact us. And you can also call Star Micronics or email us at sales@starmicronics.com.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.